Yo, what's up, guys? We're back with another UFC prediction in the APEX arena. We have Manel Kape against Asu Almabayev. Probably the winner of this fight will fight for the UFC Flyweight belt against Alexander Pantoja. We have 12 fights on the card. We will do only 10. So the first fight um, we will have is Charles Johnson against Ramazan Temirov. Temirov has just one fight and one win in the UFC, but I still believe he can get it with with his overall, with his takedown, with his takedowns and takedown defense, with his striking defense. I believe this will be a decision fight. Charles Johnson is very good, but fighters like this, getting the unanimous decision win against him, maybe even a split decision, it will be a scrappy fight. But Charles Johnson is more of a fighter who wins against people like who have just knockout power, just this, just that. But overall fighters who have everything, he loses to them. So I believe Arman Timirov can take him at least one round down, and the other round, against the cage, do some jabs, kicks, and all that just to get points and win maybe a 29-28. Next on the card is Andrea Lee against JJ Aldrich. We go by JJ Aldrich, decision win. Andrea Lee has a minimum of 5 fight losing streak. On the other hand, I believe JJ Aldrich has 2 wins at least in 5 or 3. So yeah, I believe this should be the last fight for Andrea Lee, and she will lose the fight and go on. Next on the card is Daniel Silva against Lucas Almeida. For me, this was a tough one to predict. A lot of people go easy with Daniel Silva, 9-1. On the other hand, we have Lucas Almeida, who is, I believe, 15-3. He lost I believe 3 fights in the UFC and 3 wins. The thing about him, especially the last fight, was very good. Against Tim Botta, whatever his name is, but his striking was very crisp. He had knockdowns and all that. Lucas Almeida is good. He also knocked out Michael Trizano and also this Japanese guy. But other than that, he lost all the other fights. He got finished. He got knocked out, submitted. This is interesting, but still, he knows how to win fights. Daniel Silva is too unexperienced, but let's go still with Daniel Silva. Maybe a close one, 29-28. They will give him the win, and we will see more for him. So we go by Daniel Silva decision. And next on the card is Ricardo Ramos against Chepe Mariscal. We go by Mariscal decision. I was trying to go with a knockout, but let's go with decision. Maybe even 30-27. Ricardo Ramos is not that guy anymore. He was very young back in the day, and let's say a prospect. But nowadays we know he's just there to get a paycheck. And next on the card is, and this is the last fight of the prelims, Austin Lyon against Mario Pinto. We go by the Dynamite Contender Series highlight guy, Mario Pinto from Portugal, also like Manel Kape. Yeah, we go with first round knockout. I mean, Austin Lyon is okay. He goes for the takedowns, and he has also knockout power, but he also can get knocked out. His chin is wide open, and I believe Pinto will find it. The only thing which will be interesting is, has Mario Pinto some good takedown defense? If the fight is standing, he will get knocked out in the first round. Austin Lane, Mario Pinto wins by knockout. So let's open the main event. Daniel Barlow against Sam Patterson. I mean, Barlow, it will be so interesting for me to see him against Uros Medic. But yeah, he got the win against Vorotnikov. Vorotnikov lost his last fight by TKO on the ground. We saw now his takedown defense is not good at all, and his BJJ because he couldn't get up. But in stand-up wise, Nikolai Vorotnikov is very good. So Barlow had some problems. He also had a broken hand, from which I know, after the first round. Sam Patterson, on the other hand, he's a finisher. He's a good fighter, but he also got knocked out real quick by Janal Ajmus, the Israeli Circassian fighter. This was also in England, I believe, so it was pretty bad for Patterson. So this will be an interesting one. Definitely a finish though, but we will go with Daniel Barlow by first or second round finish, knockout. I believe his striking is just too good for this. Haida Amil against William Gomish. We go by Gomish. Gomes decision. I mean, Heidenheimel is 10-0. He's very good. He also can knock you out. But I believe a guy like William Gomes, who is very defensive, who knows how to block strikes, has some okay head movement and can take punches. This is all he needs to do against Heidenheimel. And, if then he can add some good striking too, maybe some takedowns, clinches, and all of that, he can win a decision. Maybe even 29-28. Maybe he gets a knockdown. He get knocked down in the first, second round, and then win everything besides that. Next on the card is Nasrat Haqparast against Esteban Ribovic. We go by Esteban Ribovic by first round knockout. We know Nasrat is chinny, but he also can chin you. Esteban can eat shots. This is definitely true, and he's now so motivated because he knocked out Terence McKinney in 30 seconds. He also had one of the best fights, probably the last year, against what was the name of the Mexican? Daniel Selhuber. This was in the one and done in Las Vegas in the what was his name of the ball. So yeah, Esteban should have the confidence for every striking battle, and with Nasrat Haqparast we will know this is definitely a stand-up fight, and he can knock him out for sure. Cody Brundage against Julian Marquez is the co-main event. Nobody knows why. Not even Dana, Hunter, Mick, whoever. Nobody knows why this is the co-main event, but it is. Cody Brundage against Julian Marquez / Malik Cyrus. So yeah, we go by... I mean, both shouldn't be in the UFC, to be honest. Both shouldn't be in the UFC. I don't know why this fight's in the co-main event. Even why is this fight in the UFC? But yeah, Cody Brundage against Julian Marquez. I believe if Marquez loses this fight, he should go definitely to another organization or even see another job, because you losing 3 fights in a row, but with the lack of everything, no heart, no fighting instinct, nothing. On the beginning, he was interesting also with his call-outs and everything, but now Cody Brundage has a loss against Bo Nickel, but he defended the takedowns, had some good striking. He knocked out Trishan Gore, so I believe he can knock out Julian Marquez too. So Cody Brundage by second round TKO. Now the main event, Manel Kape against Asu Almabayev. We go by Manel Kape decision. I was trying to go with a finish, but Asu Almabayev, I believe he will survive all of that. He will get a pretty bad face. He will have definitely some takedowns and win at least 2 rounds, 1 or 2 rounds. But the damage will be too much, and the judges will give the fight to Manel Kape. Decision win. I mean, Dana, of course, he loves finishes, and he don't like to give by close fights a title shot, but you need to give it to Manel Kape, especially if he wins this fight pretty dominant or pretty clear. Then you definitely need to give him the chance against Alexander Pantoja for the belt, and this will be an interesting fight. So yeah, Manel Kape by decision.